Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day, and welcome to the Fasce Cast, your weekly podcast of everything football. Yeah, fantasy predictions, bets, news, you name it. We have it all here every single Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We're going to be right here at YouTube at the Fasce Cast, and today I am joined here by none other than Mr. Chris T and Mr. Nick. How are you guys?
You know, I'm doing absolutely fantastic.
I bet
Rams
you
had
are.
a bye week. Picked up a good player today. Today. Can't get my days.
Who'd you
Can't
trade
remember
for?
my days. We traded for a corner.
Yeah, who?
His name, forget the name off the top of my head. He's not great, but he fills a spot that we need because he's tall.
Just going to get some help there. Do a little boop-a-boop
Yeah,
boop on the spot.
Yeah, it's Roger McCreary, sorry. He was a second round draft pick.
Cool.
So, yeah, first he was an all pro out of I believe out of Auburn.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're going to be hitting the trade deadline as we record next week, so that's going to be interesting moves to see what's going to happen. Are the Cowboys going to make a move? Probably not, but a lot of teams I could see you need a lot of help, just like the Rams. Right here, you pick up pieces you need, fill the gaps there, you make yourself contenders. That's all you really need to do.
Yeah, Akello Witherspoon coming back at towards the end of the season, so we need a big corner.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick,
what were you saying? Today, I went for a nice drive down A1A, the beaches, and then got to the pier and debated on putting my the gas to the floor and just straight up. Yeah.
That's how I feel too, buddy. Don't worry. We're in the same boat right now. The same car in that analogy.
Yeah, I mean, we can make this happen. I can come pick you up. We can go into Tampa Bay. We can go into Atlantic. This can happen. I'm going to be definitely a man of few words this week as well for all the listeners. If you didn't listen to last week's, go listen. It's a great podcast. I was in attendance of the Steelers-Packers game, and that just sums up how I feel. And
it's a great game for the first half.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump right into it. Week 9. Is this officially halfway? Is it over halfway now? Yeah, I think this is the over halfway week. So
we're officially over.
Yeah, it's crunch time. You get your wins in now because that's going to decide whether you're going to make the playoffs or not. So it's getting close. It's a tight race. Let's hop right into the Thursday night primetime game. Baltimore Ravens are going into Miami. And, I mean, it's hard to tell what we're going to get from either of these teams. Miami looked great last week. Offense looked like it was the old Mike McDaniels 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Run game worked great. Offense scoring points. Were they against not of a strong opponent? Sure, you can argue that. But Ravens, also now by Vegas, favored to actually win the division. Somehow. Don't know how that happens after a 1-5 start. And the Ravens are at a -7.5 for this game. Lamar should be back. They had a little weird Friday last minute. He's playing. Just kidding, he's not. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll bring that up after the picks. But for my pick, I see a really bad defense and what seeming like last week came into a really strong offense and a possibly flipped Baltimore Ravens team, especially with Lamar coming back. You know they're going to put up points. So I'm up in the air about this one, and all I got to say is, and for my first whoopsie daisy of the week,
we, the Fast Brothers, are taking the Miami Dolphins to upset the Baltimore Ravens.
And welcome back, an old voice, brother, coming back to the podcast. A surprise guest. Can you believe it? We're taking the Dolphins money line. Both me and brother Brandon. Welcome, long time back to the podcast. How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. It's great
Yeah,
to be
see,
back.
it would be nice if you
how I'm
informed
feeling.
us because the Discord settings have him muted. So, like, it would really be nice if you were going to inform us that people are going to do this.
Well, I heard him loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
sure you did.
why can't I hear him?
Oh, there's the technical difficulties going on.
I have
It's
technical
absolute mind fuck that
Okay.
just happened.
There we go. Okay. I got it. I've got it. I missed
Everyone
that
was
whole thing.
so shocked that no one knew how to respond, what to
No,
do.
I
Whoa,
didn't know
what is going on?
No, well, see, the thing for me is he was muted for me, so it was just silence. I didn't know what was happening. I was
I heard the Badoop, and I look over and I just see a bucket on someone's head in the profile. Reading the name.
Absolutely, everyone got bamboozled. Yeah, we're gonna have a surprise guest this
boys.
podcast. Welcome.
I need to like go for a walk or something right now. I don't know what to do. I mean, now
Oh,
that,
boys, it's great to be back. Thank
this-
you for having me on the podcast this week.
is he here for the full one? Is this
Yeah.
is he a
He's
guest
here.
appearance?
He's here.
I'm riding
Oh my
along
God.
the podcast, buddy.
he's along for the ride. 3-hour podcast incoming, baby.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We'll keep it quick. We'll keep it quick as best we
Okay,
can.
okay.
Actually,
Okay.
All right, now keep this in mind, right? Keep this in mind. Yes, I'm joining the podcast, but it's been very hard for me to keep up with every game of the NFL season this week, being, on a ship in the middle of the ocean. So I'll keep my points very short and sweet. So it won't be a 3-hour, maybe 2-hour, 45-minute podcast instead.
we like that. But yes, might I add, I've been on an absolute whoopsie daisy ripper, a generational run, if you might add, hitting. I'll say at least a whoopsie daisy every week, which is unconventional, especially for this podcast. But
Well, that does happen when you pick 9 every week.
Yeah, when you have like 6 whoopsie daisies, I mean, one of them is bound to hit.
you think so? Is that how it works? How many did I have last week?
mean,
Did anyone know?
Percentage-wise, sure. Yeah.
Does
No,
anyone
I
know
do
how
wanna-
many I had last week?
Yes.
Right.
The answer is just yes. I just remember
Yeah.
all.
2 weeks ago, I did send in my celebrity text for the whoopsie daisies for both the Eagles and the Bills to lose their undefeated record, and both of them hit. And those are the only 2 picks I put in that week. So currently, my whoopsie daisy percentage is
That is-
100% on the
that is true.
podcast, boys.
Well, that's
That is
because
very
you have insider information. You can access things that the regular people can. And
I mean, that's true, but we don't have to get into that.
yeah, well, if he just goes missing, that's because he got smited and from wherever he was. The truck just hit him, and yeah. So then, if that happens, we all have a funeral we'll be attending, and the fast cast will be in a momentary pause if he just goes silent.
No, keep it going, boys. Keep it going. I want this to live
keep
on.
it rolling.
But
Well, yeah.
yeah, for my pick, I'm actually I'm taking the Miami Dolphins this week over the Ravens. I feel like it's a weird kind of complex to have, especially with last week. It's the whole Lamar's coming back. Oh wait, just kidding. LOL, gotcha. So that whole mix-up, not only does it mess up the whole league, but it also messes up your team a little bit, because I feel like putting out that information doesn't only have the other team on its toes, but it's it inflates your own team a little bit, having your starting quarterback come back. Kind of mixes them up a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, he has to work back into an offense that he hasn't been a part of in 3 weeks. 3 weeks now. So we'll see. But I do have Miami. They looked really strong. I feel like they're coming into a little bit more of prime Tua. I mean, that's hard to say. Obviously, last week it was kind of if you don't win that game, you're pretty much cooked for the rest of the year. But I do have the Miami Dolphins upsetting the Baltimore Ravens at home in Miami this week.
I had to take it as well for the shock of the entrance. But what I will say, the big point about the Ravens, they took away the ping pong table, man. What the heck? So this is we'll see if the ping pong table comes into play here. But go ahead, Nick.
Well, I mean,
I mean, I had my thoughts organized. My mind is blank right now. I am confused, concerned. Um, do you think Caleb's in the other channel just looking over, going, "What the hell is this right now? Like, uh,
Probably.
wow. Yeah, no, you're just absolutely wrong. Lamar Jackson is going to be coming out of this thing hungry. Um, and reading on the injury, the whoopsie daisy of their own, if you will. Um, it was just a mistake in the submission of why. Um, so along the rules, he technically did fully practice on that Friday. However, he didn't take a single snap with the starters, which is why he was listed as fully participating. It was a mistake in that aspect because yes, he did fully participate in practice. He just wasn't with the starters. There was never any intention of him actually playing last Sunday. However, this Sunday he is, excuse me, now Thursday he is fully coming and he's going to be hungry to get back in the game, show why he's in the MVP race every year. The
Oh, wait, he's
quarterback
only what?
So I'm assuming that means you're taking a -7.5.
-7.5, absolute Baltimore Ravens.
Cool.
Who knows what condition? Sorry, that field is in after the 3 feet of rain that just fell in South Florida in 2 hours the other day. South Florida's a mess right now. Roads are screwed up. It's just who knows what it's going to be like on game day if another hurricane dumps water in one day.
Yeah. I mean, I think just because just to hit the point here that everybody's kind of talking about that whole Friday thing. Just because he's a full participant on a Friday for practice to me doesn't scream he's playing. He missed practice all week long. So to think that he can come in on a Friday and be a full participation and then start on that Sunday, that just doesn't seem. I didn't get the like, oh, he's practicing so he's gonna start vibe from it. I was just like, oh, cool, he's back to practice, but Tyler Huntley's still starting this week. So that's just my thought on that. And I don't like this spread. 7.5 points for. I mean, I get it. Lamar's coming back, and he's an absolute crazy playmaker. But they weren't doing well. I mean, they were losing games with him. They were scoring, but they were still losing. I'm gonna go in between both of you guys. I'm gonna take the points here for the Dolphins. I do think that Lamar's gonna come out firing. If he's actually healthy and he's feeling better. I don't know if this Dolphins defense is gonna have what it takes to stop that. So give me the points for the Dolphins.
I like the pick. And the thing about the good point about the practice not practicing all week, I think there's a rule actually for the NFL of reporting people active and eligible in his practice status. He was active, full participant, ready to go. Not like a questionable mark or anything like that. I believe like Friday is the last day if you have a Sunday game to say whether he's going to be questionable going into the game day to day, that sort of thing. I think that comes into like the rules part of the NFL and why they're actually being investigated for that decision of him coming into the game.
Well, I mean, it's weird that say that because there have been times where teams make decisions Sunday morning.
Yeah,
about who they're starting.
So yes, on the practice report and on the injury report, that's also it's a deadline. You have to have like the injury report, like what I was saying, like game time decision, day to day. He's injured. We don't know until that sort of thing. But as they listed it officially, he was active and ready and fully going Friday, and I think that might have to do something with like the coach. He was expecting him to play, maybe. Like, he thought he was ready and we're putting him in. And it could have been a little Mar situation where he wanted to sit out.
Decided not to go.
Yeah, maybe he thought he wasn't ready, but I don't know the full thing. It's all kind of weird there. But
to be fair, if he still wasn't quite ready, it's a short week, right? From Sunday the 3rd. That's a short week.
Yeah.
So
very true.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the Detroit Lions, who are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I mean, I think I'm just going to take this game plain and simple. We don't even know who's starting for the Vikings. Wentz went on IR.
Got to be JJ, right?
Yeah, Wentz went on IR, so there's no shot that it's not. Which also brings another point. Like, wasn't his injury like a 3-week thing, like a 2 to 3 week thing, and now he's been out multiple weeks past that?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with that.
That seems kind of strange as well. But either way, their defense isn't gonna hold the firepower at a strong question mark at quarterback. Who are they going? I think I'm easily gonna take the points here for the Lions. They're in full stride right now, and the offense is a complete shamble mess for the Vikings. We saw what the Detroit Lions defense did to the Bucks. I think they're a full, ready to go, reared up team, complete team. I think I'm going to easily take the points here. Lions minus 8.5.
Yeah. So I hate to jump in and cut the order up, but I feel like it's only natural that I go after brother since I was surprised here.
Yeah.
I do like the Lions. Obviously, they're a force to be reckoned with pretty much for the past 3 years now. Your brother had mentioned what they had done against the Bucks. It's just very hard at this point. Was that the week that Mike Evans got injured? He broke his clavicle or something like that. Yep. So, obviously, with that piece going out, not only does it take out that offensive piece in terms of just pure statistical value, but what that does to the team during the game is astronomical, right? So you have a game plan going in every week. You have film that you watch. You have a play, like a play set, playbook set up every single week. And I think that might be the reason why the Lions blew them out 24-9. But looking at the Vikings, as brother said, there's such a big question mark there. And I mean, we saw it last year. That was supposed to be the big matchup in the NFC. Vikings, Lions had the same record going into the last week of the playoffs, determining number 1 seed. And the Lions took care of business. Now, with the Vikings being so much worse off, which is crazy to say because they had Sam Darnold, who sees ghosts in the middle of games. It's very weird to say that they were better off last year than they are this year. But that is very much the case this year with the whole question mark with their offense. Obviously, they have a giant weapon in Justin Jefferson. However, with a rookie quarterback starting this week, he kind of hasn't really found his footing. He looked really good early, but it's very up in the air. It's very prominent and very easy for me to take the spread for the Lions this week.
Well, after that short and sweet statement, Lions minus 8.5. Dan Campbell's back into put the foot on the throat and twist, and the Vikings are gonna just get mauled by the Lions.
Yeah. McCarthy's back. What was happening with him? Like, why was his? I mean, he was suited. He was ready to go. I mean, they showed him on the sideline after the game, or during the game, and he was ready to go. Like, he had pads on and everything. So, it's almost like he's a semi-healthy scratch. I don't understand what they were thinking.
Maybe they thought they had something rolling with Wentz.
With Wentz, I mean, like you do, and Wentz is an insane player to watch because 1 second he's throwing the ball 60 yards for a touchdown, the next seconds he's throwing the ball backwards for a 30-yard loss. You just never know what you're going to get with him. He's throwing pick sixes at the 1 yard line with the shovel pass. Like, he's crazy to watch. Lions are coming out of a bye. They're coming off a good win against the Bucks. We've all said it. Sonic and Knuckles have been playing really well. Jared Goff, minus a couple fumbles this year, has been playing well. The defense, again, playing well, albeit against a Bucks team that was really injured.
I think it was more of a in the Baker's head thing that got me the defense was playing well. They brought a lot of pressure to that, and Baker did not look like MVP Baker, which is why I say the defense played really good because it shook him up. It shook him up. The hottest team in the NFC,
that's all you have to do, right?
I think
that's all. That's the main thing the defense needs to do. That's why I say it starts with the line.
Yep, absolutely.
So, give me the Lions minus 8.5. I thought about being fun and taking a whoopsie daisy here because like McCarthy's back, and when he looks good, it's great, and they play great. Could he, rally the team? I thought it would be a fun whoopsie daisy to take, but I think I'm just gonna play it safe and give me the Lions minus 8.5.
Love it. Let's move on. We're going to Tennessee, and they are hosting the LA Chargers. The spread is at a plus 9.5 for the home team. What the heck, Titans? Yeah, this team just does not look good. There's really not much to say at all. The 10 points, I mean, I think that's easily attainable, especially with the O-line coming back for the Chargers. They looked more like the Chargers team last week than... I think that actually might have been one of their best games since week 1.
They got 2 linemen back. Biggest being left tackle Joe Alt.
By the way, it is 10-29, everyone.
Yeah, that kid is nuts.
Yeah. So that going in against probably a Titans team that's worse than the Jets. I'm pretty sure I'm easily going to give me the points for the Chargers, minus 9.5 next game.
Yep. Chargers 9.5, short, sweet, to the point. Next.
Ditto.
Yeah. I don't think there's really much to say.
Actually, I lied. I'm sorry.
Cam Ward knows why the Tennessee Titans were able to pick him, right?
Thank you. I almost forgot. I almost forgot it.
Yep. And this Chargers team is looking fantastic again. Looked fantastic last week. Everything was coming together for them. So, give me the Chargers minus 9.5.
We're clean sweeping it. Everyone 9.5.
Yeah.
Clean sweep.
Cool. Let's go on to Nick's favorite team in the whole entire league. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hosting the Indianapolis Colts. What is going to happen here, guys? Are the Colts the real deal? Or are they the last year's Vikings who played a cupcake schedule and won a lot of games? JT, I'm going to tell you, he's looking great. Best running back in the league by far. He's having a Saquon year, even better, actually. If you look at all his running stats, touchdowns, yards, he's having a better year than Saquon did on the Eagles. But a very good point is what I say for the season for the whole, and I'm still staying on my hot take that these guys are fakers and not contenders. Do you really think Daniel Jones is going to make it to the playoffs and beat Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes? Like these are the teams where you think and you look at the Colts and you're like, wow, it's a really fun season, but when you get there, yeah, it's not going to be real. Anyone agree on that?
I'll put my piece in when you're done picking.
So for my second whoopsie daisy of the week.
Nope, just stop now.
Give me the Steelers at home beating the Colts. I'm still on the ride. This is going to be a Colts loss. I was actually wondering what whoopsie daisies I am going to take this week because it all looks like these are going to be heavily favored games. But yeah, I'm going to take this one. I think they don't go back-to-back losses here. And I think the Colts are going to be surprised. Give me a Steelers money line.
Well, here's my piece. What I was going to say. I have always said, I've always been on the track that Daniel Jones really is not a bad quarterback if you get him in the right system. Obviously, the New York Giants are a terrible system for any quarterback in the league. Nobody will ever do well there unless you get Jackson Dart and Cam Skadaboo. And Cam Skadaboo's ankle currently like spaghetti noodle that has been boiled for 4 hours straight. So now you only have one piece of that, Jackson Dart. I digress. That football team looks phenomenal. Yes, it's Daniel Jones. It's a big question mark because of where he came from. Jonathan Taylor is having one of the best running back seasons thus far that I've seen in my history of being a human being on this planet Earth. Whether it takes me from my hometown or all the way to east bumfuck nowhere. I don't see the Colts losing. It's not only the offense that's producing, it's also their defense. Their defense has always been a pretty good focal point for the team. I'm not saying they're the best. However, the combination of the two this year is just lethal. To your point, saying, are the Colts going to be Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen? My answer to that is simply yes. If they keep playing the way that they're playing right now, yes. I see them going very far. Now, the question is, with running backs and the longevity aspect of that position, is Jonathan Taylor going to produce as much in the playoffs or even late season that he is now? Right? It's very hard to tell. Jonathan Taylor has been a part of that offense, and he's been producing the entire time he's been there, obviously, unless he's injured, which obviously you can't play if you're injured. There's moving parts that are just moving so well together right now, and there's no end in sight for that offense. So for me, I'm going to say, yeah, the Colts are the real. I don't think they're fakers. I think they're real. I think it's the truth. Obviously, the trade deadline, we see a lot of things happen. There could be a couple pieces that move in, move out, whatever the case may be. But I see the Colts easily winning by 10 against the Steelers this week.
Rest in peace, Steelers fans.
Man, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't know.
At the beginning, probably.
All right, you're close enough for me to come smack you now.
Oh yeah, drive up here.
I can make that happen real quick. I know people. I won't get pulled over. Be there in 2 hours.
Okay, go ahead and get through the gates.
Cool. It'll be just like Jonathan Taylor running through the Steelers defense.
Yeah. Instead of a defensive end, it's going to be bullets flying at you. So.
It's going to be man. I feel like how Justin felt in the beginning of the season. That's not about the Cowboys fans, the Cowboys, but that mentality Justin had in the beginning of the year. That's where I am now. And Justin, you know how that felt, so you know if I'm saying that, you know I'm close. I'm real close.
To giving up the whole entire season?
Oh yeah, you think of this. You think of Pittsburgh. You think of their defense. You think of the steel curtain, where that steel curtain right now is a bunch of fucking beads that some hippie has hanging from their door that 16 people walk through a day. Like it's just non-existent. There's no defense there. We have the highest paid defense in the league, and yet it's the worst. I think it's even worse than the Cowboys defense because holy shit, at least the Cowboys defense can make a stop every once in a while.
We can?
More than we can.
When did that happen?
I'm sorry. When we have Joe Flacco looking like prime Joe Flacco, and then we make Tucker Kraft look like he prime Rob Gronkowski, there's a problem. Our sack leader on our team played 20% of the snaps against Green Bay. We had people on the field, Darius Slate, who we never should have signed, who was like going to make a tackle on the sideline, at least knock the man out of bounds. Instead, he just like dives out of the way and lets him cross the fucking goal line twice. There is no chance in hell Pittsburgh will beat this Indianapolis Colts team. We are a defeated team. Mike Tomlin is just saying the same things every single year. We're the same team every single year. The standard is the standard, and the standard is mediocrity. And we're going to make Daniel Jones look like prime Tom Brady because our defense has more holes in it than fishnet stockings.
Well, to be fair, it's not only you making him look like prime Tom Brady. It's a lot of people. So don't feel too bad when they smack you around.
Oh, it's not going to even be a smacking around. He's going to go throw the ball, and then we're going to catch it for the receiver, run it right in front of the end zone, and go, here you go, man. Have your third touchdown of the game, or your 19th catch in a row out of 26 attempts.
Oh my God, Nicholas is really sad.
Colts -3. I would honestly be taking this line. Colts -10. Colts -20. I don't think, honestly, I think Helen Keller could step out on the field and play better coverage than half of our defenders.
Oh, he's so sad right now.
Yeah, he's really not happy. Here, I'll take over so he can be sad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cry.
So Pittsburgh is one of those teams this year that's kind of been up in the air. Defense can kind of play well, offense can kind of play well, but you don't know what you're going to get every week, and I don't like that. I don't like that against a team who, yes, has their schedule been cupcake? Yeah. They've played the Titans twice already. They played they almost lost to the Broncos. Should have lost to the Broncos.
Should have.
Beat the Dolphins. Almost lost to the Cardinals. The Chargers were trying to mount a comeback against them. They beat the Raiders. Yeah. Are they playing some cupcake teams? Sure. But what's crazy is that on almost every play, there's no pressure. And someone's always open. And now we'll say, oh yeah, cupcake defenses, blah blah blah, whatever. Sure, maybe, but these are all NFL teams. They're all paid NFL players. They are the best of the best in the business, right?
I would argue that to the Cowboys defense. I think Ohio State scores 30 on them.
We're actively talking about.
I think that we're doing a lot of talking about that Colts offense and Jonathan Taylor and Danny Dimes, sure, Indiana Jones. Can we give some credit to this offensive coordinator and the schemes that they have going? I mean, every single play, man coverage, zone coverage, doesn't matter. Someone's open across the middle for 15 yards. Anything that they do. The coaching has been absolutely phenomenal. And I don't think Mike Tomlin has been that great at coaching this year, in my mind. Things just haven't been looking very good for them. I'm going to take the Colts here, -3. Wouldn't it have been funny if I set all that up and I was like, for my first?
Yeah, I was almost half expecting it, but...
It could happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. I think it could happen, but I think I'm more on the Colts are, they're moving. They've won so much. They're completing so much. They're just on this path, and it's going to be really hard to knock them off. And a team like the Steelers, who's hit or miss every week, I don't think that's going to be the team to knock them off the path.
All right, real quick before we move on to the next game, and I'm talking real quick, like a one-word answer before everyone. Yep. Every single team in the AFC North lost this week, aside from the Ravens. Is this the turnaround for them? Vegas already has them as favors. Is this a open door opportunity for the 1-5 Ravens to come back? They're still a couple games back. Bengals losing and Steelers losing and Browns. Is it even possible at this point? I know we wrote them off already, but what do you think? I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to take a Chris T page out of the book. I'm going to have to see another week. I'm going to have to see him beat the Dolphins. I still don't believe in the defense. It could have been a lucky win against the Bears, which Caleb Williams, let's be honest, he's got to go. I'm going to have to see another week before I decide. Right now, my answer is still no. I don't think they're going to win the division. I'm going to hold strong to the Steelers are going to just have an auto win. But let's go next.
No, I think once Joe Burrow comes back, the Bengals are actually going to be pretty lethal.
Well, Joe Burrow's not going to be back until literally the final game of the season.
Oh, I thought he
So-
only had turf. Yeah.
No, he had to have like
Yeah, he'll be out
surgery.
for.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
well, yeah. Yeah. Open door. Honestly. Yep.
Nick,
Man, I stepped away for a second so I could hope that I
one
come
word,
back
fire
and
off.
not. Oh no, this is. We're still talking about the Steelers, buddy. You know damn well that's gonna be it. This is gonna be a quick little rant. Yeah, the Steelers aren't gonna win this division as we're talking about. I think it's again up in the air. The Steelers' next games go Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, and the Browns and Ravens is how we end it. I see maybe a win, 2 wins in this. The Steelers
Okay,
will
that's
not be
pretty
winning
rough.
the division. I'm going back to my initial prediction of this is Mike Tomlin's first losing season, and I mean on live television at the post game with one of the McCourtys. I apologize. We started a fire Tomlin chant. I don't know if it got picked up, but there were like 85 people behind that screaming fire Tomlin. He's driving the team into the ground.
Christy,
I'm gonna agree with you, buddy. I need to see another week. Let's see what happens this week. You know, because if the Ravens win, and if we'll
Then
get
they
to the
close the
Bengals,
gap.
but if everybody else, yeah, then the gap is closed, and they absolutely open themselves up an opportunity to take the division. But I need to see this week.
absolutely. All right, we're moving on. We're going to New England. Falcons
God, my mental health
are
would
going
take it.
into New England. Patriots are favored at -6. Oh my gosh, can we talk about Drake May? He is having an absolutely unbelievable season. MVP? Question mark. Simply, I'm gonna just take the Falcons looking shambles. I don't think they even know what they're doing. Patriots -6 all the way. Give me this game. Yeah, they're at home. Yeah, no, they're just gonna score a lot of points against this team. They also have a very great run defense, as you know from last week. Bijan was my #1 player for this team, most valuable player on the Falcons. He only had like 14 yards against the Dolphins, which their run defense, if you look at them, traditionally they let up like 5,000 running yards a game, and they shut them down somehow. I think they figured it out. Patriots coming in with a much, 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 much stronger, better, faster run defense. This game's going to get out of hand quick. -6 Patriots next.
Well, all good things must come to an end. So for my second whoopsie daisy of the week, I am taking the Falcons beating New England Patriots in Gillette Stadium to put my whoopsie daisy perfect record on the season, which to be fair is only 2 games, but they're 2 pretty solid games to pick. Put my perfect record on the line. I'm going to take the Falcons this week. Bijan is arguably second best behind Jonathan Taylor this year in the NFL in running, which surprisingly, Christian McCaffrey is somewhat pretty close to third, if not fourth. Yeah, any given Sunday, Bijan had a bad game. Don't get me wrong. 2 different teams, 2 different looks, 2 completely different sets of playbooks, 2 different teams of players, defensive players going up against him. I think he's going to have a great game this week. I'm taking the Falcons to win in Gillette Stadium against New England and kind of pump the brakes on the whole Drake May fan train here. So, yeah, give me the whoopsie daisy. Atlanta Falcons winning in Gillette Stadium.
Just remember, this is a Bills fans guy. Also, don't forget about Javonte Williams. I think he is actually #2 because Cowboys are the best offense in the entire league.
Yep, okay, next.
Had to get that in.
Yeah, Patriots -6. I don't know what special drugs they give you in the military for you to be thinking that the Falcons are.
Oh, dude, you don't even want to know, dude.
Yeah,
It's crazy out here.
You're on some top secret governmental shit that makes you see things that are never gonna happen. Patriots -6. Drake May is looking quite phenomenal. And
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep, Falcons lose to the Dolphins
Mhm.
at home.
Mhm.
Then they have to go to Foxborough,
Mhm.
cold weather game. It's gonna be cold.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have to start thinking about that kind of stuff now.
That is true.
Mhm.
We don't have to in Florida, but
Who's starting? Does anybody know?
It doesn't matter.
that's
True.
also a great question.
Penix?
Is it Michael Penix or
It
is
is
it
Penix.
Kirk Cousins?
I'm pretty sure it's Penix this week.
Because Kirk
Regardless.
Cousins started last week.
When you
I'm
guys
pretty sure
say
it's
that.
Penis boy.
I love it.
Because that changes things drastically.
You think so, right?
Um,
I don't
you
know if
think
it
about a cold
does.
game,
Kirk did not
Yeah.
look great. Like, I think they're about the same wavelength.
What I mean is I actually think they would do better with
Penix?
Penix. Yeah.
Yep. Here's my take on that real quick. I don't want to jump it in, take time away from your pick, but I said the same thing last year when you had two competing quarterbacks. When you play a quarterback, basically Kirk is your backup this year. You started Penix in the early season. You play Kirk Cousins against a team that you expect to beat, and he performs poorly. Now this is Penix's time to come back out on the field and prove why they should never do that again. Right? You're playing a pretty good team. You got your essentially franchise quarterback in Michael Penix.
That's a good take.
I said it, brother.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
that's where I'm kind of headed on this. And -6, you want to know what? +6 seems like more of a like salvation to me than an outright win by
So you're
the
taking
Falcons.
the points.
I think I'm gonna take the points. And just to boop real quick, Michael Penix Jr. is listed as the starter this
Okay.
week going into Foxborough. I think he's gonna do some good. Are they gonna win? I don't quite think so. I still have Drake May winning this game, but I think they could cover.
Yeah, we'll have to see about it. Let's go on to Green Bay, the red hot Green Bay, with a phenomenal win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's add that on once again. Sorry, I got to get it in. You guys make fun of me all the time. It feels good to go the other way for once. It's always piling on me. But here we go. The Carolina Panthers. You know what, guys? I might have to walk this one back.
I'll actually leave and never come back.
No, my hot take. I think I might have to walk back my take that the Panthers are going to be the team because actually, you know what? I think
you'll
12
have
and
to see another week.
yeah. I'm going to say 12.5 is a lot of points for this one. I think they're going to be able to keep it within it. Packers might even win this game by 10. Like they're definitely going to win the game for sure.
Boop real quick, just if in case
Bryce is back.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say Bryce is starting. So
Yeah.
if you didn't know,
I knew that, and I think that's gonna. Honestly, I think that's a little better for them. I like their defense right now; they're playing pretty well, but yeah, it's one of those things. They're just kind of
yeah, let's hear it. Come on,
a
Let me hear it. I know it's
middle of the road team that can win games, but they're also going to lose games. And I think the Packers are playing an elite level. They're actually the 1 seed right now because of the tie. I'm going to keep it within 12.5, but I think the Packers make this look like an easy game, but I'm going to take the spread for it, if that makes sense.
For a second there, I thought you were setting up a whoopsie daisy.
No. You're always going to be guessing on whether I'm going to take it or not. But, but yeah, I'll take the points. Yeah, that's it.
Green Bay by 13 next.
Yeah, Green Bay's now playing in 2 home games in a row. So, yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh had to go to a silent count in their own stadium. That's how many Packer fans showed out to watch them play quite literally their Super Bowl against their franchise quarterback, and absolutely show out and just silence it. They're going to be riding that momentum this time actually in their stadium, so there's going to be the correct number of Green Bay fans. Not a surprising, concerning amount sitting in the stands. Yeah, Green Bay minus like 19 for this. They're gonna ride that high.
Okay. I just want to say something that you said earlier. You said something about um, Tucker Kraft looking like
Brian
I didn't quite like what you said about that because he's a really good tight end. Like
Is he like the leading receiver on the team?
he is very good. Yeah, pretty sure.
Well, I mean, we made him look unstoppable. So
I mean,
stand
when
by
tight
that.
ends
Pretty much
get
is.
going, which we saw all weekend long, right? All weekend long,
It
we
was
saw. I
also
mean, it's
National
National
Tight End
Tight Ends Day, right? Um, but when you get a tight end going, man, they are almost unstoppable. So,
Oh, I
and we've
witnessed
seen
it
it
with
time
my
and
own
time
two
again.
eyeballs. So
Um, I think he's a lot better than what you're giving him credit for, and I know you're just salty from the loss, which is understandable.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get that way too with the Rams, so I totally understand. But this Packer team is playing really good football. Everybody's already said it. This Panthers team, who knows what you get? They 30-0 one team and then get 30-0 the next week. Like who knows? Um, I'm going to have to take the side with Justin here. 12.5 points is a lot of points. The Panthers can score. It's not outside the realm. It is in Green Bay. It's going to be cold. This is a warm weather team. It's going to play a factor, but 12.5 is a lot. So give me plus 12.5 Panthers.
Beautiful. Let's head on to the next game, which I will label as Game of the Week. Game of the Week. I think this is going to be a great one, guys. And as the line has it, it's basically a pick 'em. We got the Houston Texans hosting the Denver Broncos. What I will say about this game, this is top 5 offense level right here. I'm going to give the edge to the Texans defense. I think they're playing a little bit, just by a slight edge, and I'm talking a little bit stronger. And I'm also going to go along with, while you make this pick, are the Texans back? We remember in the beginning of the first half of the season, where is the offense? They're just simply not scoring. Nico's absent. CJ Stroud's gone. The running game's gone. These past couple weeks, have we seen kind of a shift, a turn? Are the Texans back? I think they are. A surprising line. They're actually favored at home here. I thought the Broncos would be, to be honest, but give me the Texans minus 1.5. I think they win this game.
So it's interesting that you say that. Right. So week 6, correct me if I'm wrong, it's very hard to keep track. I think week 6 they had a bye. Week
Yes.
7, that's super early bye, which I had talked about this to a couple people on the ship that are football fans. Early buys, I kind of brought my podcast into it. It was talking about, I think we talked about it before, I think last year, are early buys good or bad? I think early buys are really only good if you're struggling. So, for example, the best team in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills, had lost 2 straight, went into a bye, came out and blew the Panthers out of the water. No contest, easy money, right? That is a great buy for them to set their minds right, get everybody back in tune, get everybody healthy, give them a rest, and go back in to finish off the season. The Texans, week 6 they had a bye. Week 7 they lost, I believe, to the Seahawks. Relatively close game. And then what did they do last week? They beat the Niners, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So this week, I don't think they're back, right? The Niners as a team, it's great to pick up a win, right? But the Niners as a team are so up and down. You saw Mac Jones kind of have a little resurgence. He was playing very, very well, but he was playing on a bum leg, and things just it's a big question mark. Now, them picking up a win against the Niners is great. Don't get me wrong. However, the Broncos are just one of those teams, man. They're kind of like the Steelers that just keep games close against formidable opponents. I don't think the Texans have the juice at this point in the year. I think there's still a lot of soul searching before the deep part of the season where they really have to push for every single game, and that's where you see them thrive when they really have to win. At this point, it's kind of borderline. It's still kind of early in the season. And the Broncos aren't really the team to find your footing on. So I don't think they're back, and I think the Broncos are going to win.
Christy, we're going to jump to you.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was just thinking about the game.
He's still so sad about the Steelers.
All right. Man, games like this are always hard when it's so close because it really truly could go either way. But I mean, from the beginning of the season with the way C.J. Stroud has been playing, I'm more inclined to take the Broncos because I feel like they have the better defense. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing for this pick.
Taking the Broncos plus 1.5.
No, money line. I apologize. It's
Okay.
practically a pick 'em at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I've got to say. Both of these defenses are phenomenal, top 3 defenses. It's going to come down to the offense. I think I trust the Broncos offense more than I trust the Texans offense at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. Texans looked good against the 49ers. 49ers secondary still not looking great. And then, obviously, when you add in that defense from the Texans, the 49ers didn't look good. Okay, so you look at that game, and to me, I feel like that's more of a 49ers finally had a game where for what they should be right now with all the injuries. Like, that's what they should be have been doing. Their record does not indicate the injuries in my mind. I think they got away with some really good wins being injured. And that they lost to the Seahawks. They beat the Ravens. Yeah. Woo. Second worst defense in the league. You can score on the Ravens. They beat the Titans. Woohoo. Lost to the Jags. Lost to the Bucks. Lost to the Rams.
Those are all pretty tough games.
They are. And that's my point. And now here we are.
My point.
With probably the best. They're playing the best defense that they've played thus far. I don't think they're back.
I think they're back and they're going to prove it this game. My point is that I still don't believe in Bo Nix. Let's not be fooled that he scored 40 against the worst defense in the entire league. There is no way
right.
They're going to score at all against the Texans defense. Let's just be honest. They're playing great, and it's what held them together pretty much to this point in the season. And I think it was just long enough for the offense to get together and start clicking. Let's not forget, Nico Collins was out last week. He's back. They're going to score some points. This isn't the Dallas Cowboys.
You're right.
They're going to score some
points. You're not wrong there. But
So
I feel like this is going to come down to a battle of defenses, and I think I trust the Broncos defense more, so I'm taking them plus 1.5.
Even with Surtain, he's questionable to go on IR. I think he's not playing this week. Does that change at all?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm gonna stick with it. I can't hype it all up like that and then have one player change my mind.
He is a pretty big player for them.
He is a big player for them.
All right, let's move on. We're going to New York. Unfortunately, we have some bad news for New York fans. Not only is your star wide receiver out, as we knew a few weeks ago, but Cam Scadaboo. His ankle is dangling this week, which is not good.
If you didn't know, ankles aren't supposed to look that way.
Yes, no, they're not supposed to be. That was, pretty crazy, and it was And why I'm going to make this pick is because it was the hype train driving this team, is the duo quarterback, running back hype going. It's what pretty much like, we got something going for Giants fans finally. And after that, I think it's a huge blow. They've just been banged up. Nothing's going their way. And I think I'm just going to take the 49ers minus 2.5 for this.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Obviously, losing Scadaboo is huge. It's like brother said, it's the hype train around the whole thing. He's still going to be a presence in the locker room, and I feel like that's a plus, right? Saw him after the game walking off on his own power, walking out of the stadium.
What?
How?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he literally was walking out of the stadium. It's literally just a dislocation. It wasn't like it's not a break, right? So
I thought he snapped.
No. So that's the thing about ankles. He just dislocated it, and it's a joint, right? So it's not like Tyreek Hill snapping his fucking leg in half. So they popped it back in. He was able to walk. He didn't have a cast on or anything like that. He walked out of the stadium on his own. So he's still going to be in the locker room. He's still going to be a hype man. It's just not the same without him on the field, putting his head first before anybody else. But, I mean, that's a huge blow. So, yeah, give me the Niners.
Without the CTE twins being together, I just poor Giants fans. I mean, just Dart finally starts. There goes Malik Neighbors. Dart, Scadabo kicking up. There goes Scadabo. It's over for the Giants fans. If you know one, please go check on them. Just like your Steelers fans, friends. 49ers minus 2.5.
Yeah, I think you guys all kind of hit the nail on the head there. Scadaboo was kind of the heart of that team, it felt like. So, yeah, he'll be on the sidelines and cheering his team, but it's just the hot air of that Giants stadium is just completely deflated.
Yep.
So I just can't see them winning very many games for the rest of the year, if I'm being honest. I think it's going to be a huge downfall for this team losing him. And I know I just talked a lot of crap about the 49ers with them playing the Texans last week. But with that being said, this Giants team is not that Broncos team, or that Texans team, rather. So give me the 49ers minus 2.5.
Yeah, they're both pretty banged up teams, but yeah, I think the coaching is going to be the difference for sure. And we saw
Agreed.
The 49ers
We've
already.
I was going to say I alluded to that already.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We are going to the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're hosting the Chicago Bears. This could possibly be categorized as eyeball avoider of the week. I still have faith in the Ben Johnson effect. I really do. I think he's going to figure out a way to make Caleb Williams look great, and let's be honest, I don't think he's that great. That could be the anchor of the team, if I'm going to be completely honest. I just don't. At this point, this is his third year, right?
Yes.
I think the progression.
This is his second year.
This is only a second year?
Yeah, he was a rookie last year. Is that right? Am I right on that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He was rookie last year.
I feel like he's been. I don't know. I could be wrong here. But I feel like, either way, I feel like his progression should definitely be much more. For some reason, I feel like it's his third year.
It's not. It's only a second.
Only a
Yeah,
second.
no,
year.
because him and Jaden Daniels came in the same year, and I talked earlier this year about Jaden Daniels hitting the sophomore slump because he had a fantastic season last year.
I mean, he's got to show me something either way. Like there has to be something, especially in this game, as we all know, Bengals defense. He lit it up against the Cowboys defense. That's not a surprise to anyone. But after that, it's like his passer rating for the past 2 games has been like under 70 for the past 2 weeks. That being said, give me the Bears -2.5. I don't think the Bengals are going to come back after losing to the Jets. By the way, I hit that whoopsie daisy. I don't think anyone else in the whole entire world picked the Jets to win their first game last week.
I also.
Oh, that's Jets. Right. Nick did pick as well. Oh man, I'm walking back everything this week. But yeah, give me the Bears. I like them to. I like them to win. I have faith in the Ben Johnson effect. That's pretty much what they're going to be riding on this year. They got to get something rolling. Their defense is still pretty solid, but yeah, I'm going to take them to win this game.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think the Bengals are going to win by at least 4. I just have a lot more faith in a veteran quarterback against a rookie pretty much almost every single time when you had 2 almost even teams at this point. Obviously, the Bengals have no defense. The Bears have no anything, really. So I'll take the Bengals winning this week against the Bears. I mean, like you said, this is probably eyeball void of the week. I haven't really done any research on any of these teams past, Joe Flacco going to the Bengals, and that's pretty much it. So give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Ben Johnson project. I think the Bears, it's, again, going back to the Bears. It's the Bears. They always find a way to lose when everyone feels like they shouldn't. I think Joe Flacco is going to realize he doesn't need to throw the ball to Jamar Chase 97 times in a game again, and they're going to end up winning because of that. I'm taking Bengals money. It's not quite a whoopsie, but I do believe the Bengals will win this football game.
Yeah. God. I want to say I believe in the Ben Johnson effect until you look at the teams that they've won against this year. And now they beat the Cowboys, which we all know. Not great.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're just not. I can't believe Dallas only put up 14 points against that Bears team. And they beat Vegas. Oh, big win. Almost lost. 25-24. And guess what? The next week, 25-24. Back-to-back weeks, 25-24 wins. They played Washington with an injured Jaden Daniels and half of their wide receiver room missing. And they beat New Orleans 26-14. Not a great win. And what I'll say is in all of these wins, except for the Dallas game, we played well in Dallas. In the 3 other wins that he has, his QBR less than 50. Surprisingly, he had a better QBR this last week against Baltimore. But that just to me does not scream great. And I'd be more apt to pick the opposing team if they were playing someone more competent than the Bengals, but I'm still going to take the Bengals to win this football game. I'll take them outright.
Straight up money.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the next game, guys. And that's going to be Chris T's Los Angeles Rams at home against the Saints with the biggest point spread of the entire week.
Yeah.
-14 at home. Now, is this a trap game? Is this going to be a trap game?
Spencer Rattler's not starting.
He is not starting. I think they have a rookie quarterback coming in, right?
They do. Yep. Tyler Show.
And Tyler Show for no, this is just not going to happen. It's -14 all the way. Give me the biggest point spread of the week. LA Rams -14. This is not a trap game. This is going to be the easiest game of the week. This is pretty much like a bye week for them.
After coming off a bye week.
After coming off a bye week. Yeah, it's over for the Saints fans. I'm sorry. Rams -14.
I'm going to take Saints +14. I'm going to take that spread here. I think 14 is a huge spread, and once Matt Stafford comes out in the first quarter after being up 25, maybe the Saints have a little resurgence. I don't know. 14 is just way too big for me. Rams are absolutely going to win this game, no doubt about it. I just don't think it's going to be as big of a spread as they're putting it out to be. So
Puka's
maybe
back this week.
Yeah, that's fine. He's going to come out too after the second quarter. So they're literally going to put in their towel boy. So garbage time points for the Saints. 12-point win for the Rams.
The garbage time points are going to mean nothing for the Saints when the Rams are winning by 84 points in the third quarter.
84. Oh my God.
Yeah. Give me the Rams spread.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to put me
I
down
already
for
have it
anything.
right- yeah,
Obviously,
Right
like I take it every single week.
I
We
already
all
have
know
it
this. I
written
don't
in,
care what
don't
the
worry.
spread is. I don't care what it is. But
Didn't even have to say
I
it.
will say this could be a bit of a trap game. The Rams love to do that. They love to let games be close when they should absolutely blow teams out of the water. So this could be a lot closer than you guys are thinking.
I don't.
We could lose
You
this
guys,
game.
hold on. I took the Saints spread here. I'm with you, buddy.
Yeah, I know you are. You're right. But listen, I've been like this all year. Like I'm always going to feel like my team has the potential to lose the football game. Just because any given Sunday, I'm still suspect on the Rams defense. Yes, we did just add a corner. What is his game plan going to look like? How much is he going to play? How much is he going to be able to scheme? Man to man, sure, but on those covers, cover 2, cover 3, zone coverage packages, what is he going to look like? He is a slot receiver as well, so that's a little bit tricky. Lot more for him to actually do. So, or he's a slot corner rather, not a slot receiver, slot corner. So we'll see. I hope we blow him out, but I don't know. This one just feels funny to me.
I don't think rookie quarterback that no one's ever heard the name of is going to come in and slay on him. So I think you're safe.
Second round draft pick, Tyler Show. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, before we move on to the next game, too, by the way, who is the strongest team in the NFC?
That's
do you
a
want to
great
start
question.
or?
Yeah, you know what? I'll start. We have the division leaders. Let's look them over. We have the Eagles, obviously leading the East. We have the Packers, 5-1, with the tie, leading the Lions right now in the North. We have the Buccaneers, Baker, Daddy Mayfield, the Fire team, looking absolutely phenomenal. I think those were everyone's rank 1 power rankings a week or two ago. You have the Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks are 3-0 in the division. Or what? Yeah. Who is my favorite? I'm going to stick with my Super Bowl contender. The Rams are looking great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this team. You got as Dak drops off, Baker drops off the MVP conversations after their last weeks. You can't really have them in the conversation anymore. But Stafford, oh my gosh, he's slinging a deal. And Nakua's coming back. Their defense is looking great. They're picking up players going into the trade deadline here to make their team stronger. They're tied with the division lead. 49ers are falling. I don't think anyone they lost the NFC game by one play. You know, I got to stick with them. They're the strongest looking team to me. Buccaneers falling off a little bit. I think we expose them. You get pressure on Baker. He's going to overthrow every single pass. I don't know, guys. I think my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the podcast is going to hold true. Give me the Rams for the NFC.
I think we're overlooking a couple things here. Yeah, the Rams look great. Sure, that's awesome. But we saw the same thing from the Eagles, who just, for whatever reason, they just said, "Oh yeah, we can play football," and then continued to win 300 games straight, and then went on to win the Super Bowl last year. I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. Nick Sirianni is leading that team to obviously a deep playoff run. We all know it. We hate to see repeats as much as really the only people that don't like it, or rather do like it, are the fans of that given team, right? So I feel like this is one of those situations where the Eagles kind of have struggled a little bit here the past couple weeks, but they're still so top heavy. That roster is incredible. The team is incredible. We've seen them operate with the same coaching staff and almost the same core of players. And Saquonathan is just a different animal. So I don't see them slowing down at all. I only see them picking it up. So I think the Eagles are still close second is Green Bay. I'm not going to lie. Close third is the Rams. The Rams, I don't know what it is. They just, it's just not all there. You know, I feel like the Eagles are all there, barring a couple weeks. So I'm going to say the Eagles still in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my initial Super Bowl predictor there as well, the Eagles, and especially that they just seem to be always winning. They're the Chiefs of this year. They find ways to win when I feel like they shouldn't. Yeah, I still think the Eagles are going to end up winning the whole NFC.
Christy,
we already know what Chris is
Christy,
gonna
you
say,
got to
so,
jump on the boat. You got to have faith in your team here, buddy. Save me. They're 2 against 1 right here. Please.
You're right. It is 2 against 1. Now, I could make this really hard for you. Or we could even it out. And you know what? I'm going to even it out. Okay? After I just downed on my team, don't get me wrong.
Team hype, let's go. Team hype.
Don't get it twisted.
Join the Cowboys bandwagon. You got to love your team, baby. Let's go.
All right, I'm a realist when it comes to a lot of things. But this team is playing great. I mean, our 2 losses on the year come from a game where we lost by a single point. All right, well, 3 points to the 49ers on a 4th and 1.
Blocked field goal, should have won.
And then a blocked field goal against the Eagles. I mean, we could quite literally be an undefeated team this year.
Should have beat the Eagles.
Give me the Rams, baby.
Let's fucking go, Chris.
Repping the boys.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one took the Lions, to be honest.
I thought about it. I honestly thought about it, but that first initial loss that they had to the Packers still rings in my mind.
Yep. I think they've turned it around now. I think they're the
They
Lions.
have. Yeah, let's see when they play the Packers again.
Yep. Okay, let's move on. We are going to Las Vegas. The Raiders are hosting the Jaguars. Jaguars are favored at -3. I don't think so. I think the Jaguars are still firepower. And simply enough, I'm just going to take a -3. I think they'll win this game pretty easily. Raiders got nothing going for him except for the rookie running back, which is, I think he's going to be a great NFL addition. Looking fantastic in my opinion, but they just don't have the quarterback play. He throws 6 interceptions every single week. They don't even know what to do with him. Their coach is just saying, maybe he just needs a little more practice. Even at home, give me the Jaguars -3.
So it's funny because I was actually out today. I got off the ship, went out to dinner, and lo and behold, Trevor Lawrence himself was at a mall about 15 minutes away from where I was. And I almost started running to the mall. I don't have a vehicle. So I actually almost started running and was going to ask him to be on the podcast tonight.
You almost got in the ship and started driving it on land.
You're good.
You're good, yeah.
which he promptly would have had his security team probably tase me. So sorry, guys, I let you down. But to be fair, you didn't even know I was going to be here, so y'all can shut up. Anyway, I'm taking Jacksonville. I think that spread is even generous for Vegas. I'm going to take Jacksonville by at least a touchdown here.
Yeah. I think it's. I mean, Justin, what do you say about Mr. Trevor Lawrence every week, though?
The Prince?
Oh,
Oh. When Trevor Lawrence is in the game, either team can win at any point of the game.
yeah, but that's
hilarious
against the Raiders. I mean, yes, they have Michael Myers standing in the backfield. Excuse me.
Background is better. I feel like that's a rightful place for Michael Myers.
I mean, that's their running back pretty much, and it's not going to be enough unless he turns into Michael Myers and just starts chasing Trevor Lawrence around with a knife. And yeah, Jacksonville -3.
You know what, Justin?
Yes, sir.
Oh God, not this again.
I'm gonna absolutely agree with you.
I love this take. No.
Yeah. I mean, this Raiders team is just absolutely abysmal. They can't seem to get anything right. Geno Smith wasn't the answer, it seems like. Pete Carroll's struggling real hard to get this team going. No motivation for this team. And to your point, the Jags, if they're on the field, somebody's winning a football game. So,
Yep.
And I think it's going to be the Jags this week. Yeah, give me the Jags -3.
Heck yeah. Let's move on. We're going to Buffalo, guys. And this, you can stamp it as probably the second. I'll put this in the first slot of Game of the Week.
Thank you. I appreciate
Game
that.
of the Week. It's the Super Bowl for the Buffalo Bills as the Kansas City Chiefs visit them once again. Man, the Chiefs are looking like the old Chiefs, unfortunately to say. I hate the Taylor Swifties, but we're all here at this point in the season, and we all just can't simply deny to recognize that they're back and they're rolling. They're heading into Buffalo. And I had the luxury of sitting in that stadium as the Cowboys visit them, and man, that place gets loud. The tables get broken. The drinks are getting passed around. Trust me. Your ears will bleed in that stadium if the Bills get a slight edge. And I think their offense is slinging and dealing. They're back to the Bills after the bye week, coming back, got a nice 49 win against they're ready. James Cook, you can't deny what a great season he's having as well. They're running the ball more, which is opening the offense so much more for the Buffalo Bills, because we all know the star power that Josh Allen has. He can also run it. He can also throw it. But when James Cook is having as great a season as he is, the offense is pretty much unstoppable. You can run any play. You got to love Brady, right, Joe? The offense.
Brady. Yep.
Yeah, he's got that offense going the direction they need to be. Give me the Chiefs minus 2.5 for this game.
I knew it. I knew it was happening.
Man, there's just something about the poison of this team that the Bills just can't seem to get past. What I will say is they do great against them in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoff, they just fold. But I think the Chiefs are just on that run right now where you just can't bet against them.
Just like we talked about last week, they turned a corner.
Yep, they turned a corner. I think this is going to be like your traditional Bills and Chiefs game. It's going to be a shootout game. This team scores, this team scores, this team scores. This could even go into overtime. You just 1 point game. Who knows? This is going to be a crazy game. But I think this is the Bills' kryptonite. But what I will give you the edge on is when you guys make the playoffs, it is very hard to beat a team twice in the same year. So if you happen to meet again, I might just be going the other way with the spread. But for this one, I just can't bet against them right now. They just look the old Chiefs, so minus 2.5 for them.
Bills by 10 next.
I already had it written in. Don't worry.
as well.
Yeah.
Same as last
I
year.
like-
Picked up right where we left off.
I like what you said. It's the Super Bowl for them. Because this is the one time I can confidently say the Buffalo Bills will beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Because when it comes to playoff time, I can confidently say the Kansas City Chiefs will beat the Buffalo Bills.
At least we'll make the playoffs, dumbass. Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's
That was-
traditionally how it's been. Yes, correct. This could be the turn in the tide, though.
Yeah, it very could be. Very much could be.
So you're taking who you taking, Nick? Bills. Bills plus 2.5. Chiefs. Are you gone?
Yeah, I think he's taking he's taking the Bills.
Give me the
Bills.
Bills. Actually, no. Fuck that. Just because of what Brent said, give me the Chiefs.
I knew it.
Half.
I knew it.
The
dude.
Bills are going to get swept by the Chiefs this year. Knock down every MVP fucking talk he's had is gone. He's going to break his fucking leg during this game. Fuck the Bills.
Oh,
We saw a
what?
live change right here on the Fitna.
So for me, this Bills team, I'm gonna say the same thing like we said earlier when it comes to the Ravens. I gotta see more. I gotta see more. You lost
Give me
two.
more.
You,
Give me more.
you lost 2 games, 2 big games. Then you come out of your bye and you beat the Panthers. Woohoo! The Panthers with Andy Dalton. Yeehaw! Wow. Let me see it this week. I'm taking the Chiefs minus 2.5 because I believe in them more this week. But I would be way okay if I was proven wrong. I need to see the Bills win, in order for me to trust the Bills for the rest of the season moving forward. And, to see if they can compete in this division again. Because as of right now, I have turned to a Drake May Patriots team to win that division. I need to see the Bills do something here in order for me to believe in them. But as of right now, I just can't. So
I'll
give
be
me
the Lone
Kansas City.
Ranger. It's fine. It's fine. I'll be the Lone Ranger. I'll stand alone on this hill.
That
Bills by
actually
10.
that actually is a good point. Who are you guys taking over the Bills and Patriots? Because right now, in the beginning, we all said, yeah, this is easily, the Bills division to lose by far, no questions asked. They're gonna walk it.
The Bills. Still the Bills. 100%. Like you said, not only is it any given Sunday, but I've seen the Bills time and time again play down to their opponent. I'm not saying that's technically what they did, but I did tell you that the Patriots were going to win, and the only reason I gave you was the word trust, and you did, and I was right. But, like I said, I think the Bills hit the bye at the right time. Yeah, they played the Panthers, obviously dog walked them a little bit, but it's literally the Josh Allen and James Cook effect. We have nobody else in the wide receiver room that's going to be wide receiver 1 on pretty much any other team in the NFL. So it boils down to them. It's literally just defensive pieces. We picked up a couple, and it's crazy, right? I think Matt Milano is actually out against the Falcons before the bye. So that hurt a lot, especially seeing Bijan having, 147 yards in the first half. So that sucked a lot. But, even like you said, it's hard to beat the same team twice in a year. So when it gets deeper in their season and Drake May is playing like a unseasoned quarterback, and then you have Josh Daddy Himothy Allen slinging the ball for the Bills, it's going to be tough to beat them come playoff time. So
You're definitely going to have to beat them in the next matchup because the strength of schedule, the Bills have a little bit tougher.
Yep.
Yeah, the Patriots pretty much have a walk. So I think now that the tides have flipped and they're in the lead right now, it's their division to lose. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. Let's go into Washington. The Seahawks are coming into Washington. And I think I like this team a lot, guys. And I think they're going to win this game. I'm going to take them Seahawks -3. Is Jaden Daniels still a question mark coming into this game?
It doesn't matter if he's in the game because
Yeah, I'm unsure if it's gonna really matter. I'm not sure. I can boop to boop boop real quick.
Yeah, let's do a little boop it a boop boop. So the first half of what I will say, the Commanders, even with a backup quarterback, look pretty okay against the Chiefs. If they can hold that energy, man, you would. This is like such a disappointing year for them too. Because coming into this, you would look at NFC Championship. You'd think the Commanders, coming back this year. This is a tough matchup, though. This is a real tough matchup. Seahawks are set a bye, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man, this is looking really bad for Commanders fans. Yeah, and I think JSN is leading the league in yards. He's just having a year. Their offense is going to pop off, man. Yeah, I don't see any way for the Commanders to win, really. I'm trying to think of a way to bring them back into this, but I just can't.
Boopity boop boop is I'm seeing undecided.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks -3.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Seahawks -3. I just haven't seen. To be fair, I will preface this with these are two teams that I haven't been paying close attention to this year. Like I said, it's pretty hard for me to track everything. But from what I have seen from Washington, they just have not given me anything to pull for them, even a little bit this year. So this one's pretty easy for me. Knowing as little as I do, I'm going to go Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks -3, especially if Mr. Daniels' sophomore slump man happens to play in this game.
It's not a sophomore slump.
I'm yet to see otherwise.
I don't know, dude.
He's been out the whole year.
That's part of the slump.
That's part of the slump. Yeah, Seahawks -3.
You know what, Justin?
Oh my God.
Gonna have to absolutely.
Oh
agree
my
here. Yeah, I mean JSN is absolutely on a tear. It's like every game he has like 10 receptions. I mean, he's doing right now mid-season what Puka Nacua was doing right in the beginning. He's just unstoppable, it seems like. And that Seahawks defense is playing fairly well. And against the struggling Washington offense, well, I say struggling, like, I mean, I know their starters are back for the most part on the offense now, but and they just played the Chiefs, so that's a tough game, whatever. I think they're going to struggle here too. So give me the Seahawks -3.
Beautiful. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've all been waiting for. Monday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys are hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, our season is cooked. This was our tester game. We had to see what we would match up against a playoff contending team. And year after year, week after week, decade after decade, century after century, we just simply cannot beat a playoff team. We are middle of the road. Our defense is quite literally last, which is unbelievable to me because we have made absolutely zero changes, being coach, scheme, zone, plays. We don't run man. We don't blitz. We get no pressure on the quarterback. Nothing has changed. And we're halfway through the season. Yes, our offense is good. Yes, we're playing not a playoff team-ish. But our season's over. We're just going to be a middle-of-the-round team. I've lost all faith. The hype is over. Plus, let me add the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray are 8-0 in AT&T Stadium. They have not lost in Jerry World. So naturally. Give me the Cowboys to win this game -2.5. After everything I just said about them. This is a full lost hype. I don't think we even make the playoffs at this point. I'm just going to take each week as a, hey, great, we won, or, yep, there's another loss. So I'm completely zoned out of the team. Go Bucks or something, who knows? But we'll probably win the week, and that's all there is to it. But, yeah, I guess -2.5.
You know what, brother?
Yes, brother.
Pretty depressing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel bad that you are a fan of a team that you have literally no joy one way or the other if they win or lose. Deepest sympathies for you, to be honest with you. However,
Thank you.
I will say, I don't think the Cardinals are going to win this game. I think the Cowboys will win. I think it's actually going to be a pretty sizable win this week. I don't know what it is. I think it's better for this week, right? You mentioned you don't ever put pressure on the quarterback. It's very, very hard to put pressure on Kyler Murray alone. I think this the scheme that you guys have might work in your favor this week. So I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm slamming up at least a touchdown.
Just simply because of the fact it's not a playoff team. Dallas Cowboys -2.5.
It's actually a great take.
Nice.
Well, this is one of those games that the Cowboys should win. And what do we know about those games?
They usually lose.
And what have I been saying all year long about this Arizona Cardinals team?
It should be a team
Keep it
that people
close.
beat easily.
They always keep it close. Always keep it close. And you can look at all their games. They always keep it close. Maybe not always. You have like one or two where, whatever. But generally, they keep it close. Give me the Arizona Cardinals to win the game. Sorry, buddy.
That's okay.
I got to do it. I think this is the one where they turn the tide and the getting close to winning becomes an actual win.
Yep. I could see that.
I'm probably going to be wrong here, and Dak is going to throw for 600 yards and 5 touchdowns.
I can see it, and it wouldn't surprise me.
But I don't know why it's just speaking to me to take the Cardinals this week.
Yeah. Well, I can see it. But that brings us to everyone's favorite time of the week.
It's time for It's Okay, It's Not Okay.
And this week, we're going to talk about, is it okay or not okay to completely blame the game as a professional player in the NFL on the refs? Let's take the moral victory here. We won this game if it weren't for the refs blowing our chances. Is it okay or not okay? Mr. Nick, take it away.
I mean, we say it all the time. There's other factors that lead to the team losing. However, in some cases, there are, like the officiating for Pittsburgh, the officiating, that was some of the worst officiating I've ever seen in my life. The no offsides. There's obvious offensive pass interference on like a 75-yard pass. Packers players throwing punches and shoving refs, and no Packers player got a penalty, but then going away from the bias I have. I mean, yes, our team imploded, take away some of those plays and those big demoralizing aspects. Then going to the reffing and just how bad the officiating is what I'm getting into as well. The false start aspect with the tush push, they haven't been called on it all year. Pittsburgh tried to run it, we got called on it. Other teams have been called on false starts. The fumble that happened in that game that was ruled done by forward contact, even though he was still moving forward and the ball came out. My little tangent's going, no, it's not okay to blame the officiating for that because other factors do happen. However, it does raise a large question of what is going on with NFL officiating. It gets worse every single year. Then we have college football refs getting suspended indefinitely because of things going on. There's a big look in the NBA betting, and so now because people are fixing games and things not going right, and that's a huge thing being investigated. People are starting to turn more towards the NFL, and kind of things are sticking out, and it's just not sitting right. Officiating has definitely gone downhill quickly, and it feels like there's no rhyme or reason to try to save it.
So is it okay or not okay to blame the refs?
I said it's not okay.
Not okay.
I didn't say it's not okay because there are other factors, but it is a factor that can lead to a loss of a game, just based on a few calls.
Brother?
Well, I have a pretty interesting standpoint on this topic. There is nobody that sees the game better than the refs. However, the second best option to the refs seeing the game are the players themselves. They're part of the game. They are making the plays that are called or not called. They are in every snap of every game, in every week of every season. There has been multiple times where I have said, and I'm sure most of America has said the Chiefs have been bailed out once again. What was it, 3 weeks ago? They had 0 penalties all game. I actually would like a beep and a boop 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 on when the last time an NFL team in a 60-minute game had 0 penalties before the Chiefs.
I also think we had a podcast about this last year about the Chiefs and the refs. So
yeah, I don't know what to call it anymore. It's basically just you've become numb to it when it comes to the Chiefs. When you see it happen to other teams that aren't usually on that spectrum of not getting calls or getting extra calls or whatever, it's almost blatantly obvious that somebody's missing a call. Now, back to my point, the second best person to see those plays every single game are the players. So when you're out there, you're trying to do everything you can not to give your team a disadvantage on every snap, whether it be offsides, false start, pass interference, holding, whatever it is. Nobody's trying to do that. So when you're in a position where you do everything right and you get that little yellow piss missile flying across your face, and you're like, dude, what did I do? And it comes to a point in the game where it's a pivotal moment and then something happens, say, interference, and then 2 plays later the team scores, and that it so happens to be the go-ahead touchdown, field goal, whatever the case may be. There's no other way to cope with what happened other than blame that. So, in my mind, it is okay to blame officiating on a loss when it's on a particular play where you know you didn't do anything. However, there's different ways to go about it. Obviously, you don't want to go into the post-game press conference and be like, this dude's mother, and all that stuff. I do think it's okay to evaluate the game, evaluate certain plays, evaluate certain calls, and say, this is the reason that X, Y, and Z happened. It's very easy to look at the tablet and be like, oh, that wasn't a penalty, but they called it in for touchdown. So for me, I'm going to say it is okay.
Yeah, here, let me tell you why you're wrong. Yeah, it's absolutely not okay. It is 100% not okay. You, as much as people might not think it, you are in control of the game as a player. The game's close and something happens and the missed call or something. Oh, well, guess what? Why is the game close? Why did you let them have the game be close? Because you couldn't compete, you couldn't stop them, you couldn't score, whatever the case may be. Guess what? That's on you. There's marginal error for human error. Sure, it's going to happen, unfortunately. Are some calls worse than others? Yes. Let me tell you, for instance, 2018 playoffs. The Rams versus the Saints.
I'm so glad you mentioned this.
Listen, missed call. I mean, blatantly missed. I mean, so bad. One of the worst calls ever. It was one of the worst no calls ever that the very next season they allowed you to challenge pass interference.
And not one of
if
those
it was or wasn't.
ever got overturned.
And then yeah, I mean, it was so bad. Well, guess what? The game was tied. Guess who got the ball first in overtime? The Saints. They had an opportunity to go and win that football game right then and there. Take everything out of the game. It's the start of overtime. Go score a touchdown and you win. And they didn't. It's unfortunate, but they didn't. And you want to know
that argument is kind of like it's almost basically calling a no, right? So yeah.
Well, the thing is, if they call the penalty, guess what? Fucking suck it up and stop them again. And then if you can't, you suck.
So
oh well.
When they call a penalty on you alone, you did everything right. They called it. It was not a penalty. Whatever. You did everything right as a player. You have 10 other dudes on that field in conjunction with every single play of every single snap of every single down. So it isn't solely on you. So when you do everything right in a position to stop the team from winning the game, even if it is close, it doesn't matter. It is one call that can turn the tides of the entire game when you do everything right as a player yourself.
Yep, it sucks that it happens, but you can't blame the refs. It sucks that it happens, but you can't blame the refs.
Like it's a fact. Like I said, it's a factor that can lead to the outcome of the game, but it's not a sole factor. It's just a scapegoat. It's like
it sucks that it happens, but you can't blame the refs.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is the factor of the game.
If you're just gonna sit there and say, yeah, the only reason why we lost is because of the refs, that's what we're talking about here. The only reason why we lost is because of the refs. No, you lost because the game was close and error happened.
On who?
The refs. I mean, I'm gonna take the Dez catch to this too because I know that was a reviewing thing, but that was 100% a catch.
The Jesse James catch was 100%.
We're going to the Super Bowl there. If the officiating didn't blow the call,
sucks.
that is literally a game decider right there.
Yep.
There's a lot of times we can go back. I can Google all the incidences right now where one single call literally decided the game. And that's why I'm gonna say it's okay. And just even as a Cowboys fan, the Dez, that's gonna be in our history forever. 100% a catch. Anyone with a football brain watching that play, watching that catch, watching that touchdown is oh, yeah, that's a touchdown, but guess what? It got called back because of why? The refs. That is literally a definitive, decisive decision on the game outcome due to the refs.
I'm going to preface this too by saying you can't sit there and say all game the refs. All game. No, because you're right. Other plays happen where there are not penalties called. It's just pure football. However, when it comes down to that Dez Bryant catch, it is on the ref that fucked it up.
It even got reviewed.
Cost you the game.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I had the rules at the time.
Rules, officiating, and we could go to Even that example that I love that you brought up, the Rams, clear as day.
Clear.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
100%.
It's clear as day that it was missed. But here's my thing: who's to say that they even score? Even if that was a catch, or if it wasn't, or if it was called a pass interference,
Well,
who's to say they even score?
That's the point of it. Like you will not, you don't know that. Like that's the deciding factor. They decided in that point of the game that it's not going to happen. You're not going to get the opportunity to on a clear call. You catch that first down, fresh set of downs. You're at the goal. It's goal to go. You don't get that opportunity anymore because the refs blew the call.
Oh, cool. You didn't. So you don't get the refs to find another way to win the football game. Like we can't just if we want to continue to if we want to blatantly blame the refs like that and just say because of that one missed call, I am blaming the refs for the entire game because that's what you're doing.
At a pivotal point in the game,
Let's just get rid of the refs.
No. So what I was saying before, you can't blame them for the entire game, but when it boils down to a point in the game where it's like the Dez Bryant catch, that was a touchdown, but they blew the call. That is a game decision right there that they blew and they messed up. So yes, in that instance, you can blame the refs for you losing that game. Now, with the Rams, like you said, who's to know if they were going to score? They could have got stopped again. It could have been a fumble, quick six, whatever. Obviously, it sucks. It really sucks. You can blame them up to a certain point, right? With a Dez Bryant catch, you can blame them for blowing the game. With the Rams interference, you can blame them for not giving you an opportunity to continue to possibly win the game. So there's certain thresholds, right?
You can blame... I just feel like you can be mad at the refs for the calls, but just blaming them because you lost the game, the game shouldn't be that close. If you're allowing the game to be as close as it is, then you're not setting yourself up.
The problem with that is it's one play separation. Let's even take when the Dak did the slide in the playoff game and the ref didn't set the ball and the game ended just like that. What if we get one more play and we throw it to the end zone and we win the game? That's a ref interference right there of the game. Like the game is decided. It's the point. The difference is like when the entire game down to the pivotal moment of the game, you're going down the field. It's the last play, and it's decided not by the player's hands but by a referee call. Then it's just the ref call. It's okay to blame them at that point. Like you lose the game on a ref call. That doesn't sit well.
Well,
but
I mean, you'll never change my stance. That's just my stance.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you heard both arguments here, and I think this is a heated one. So, if you're listening to the "It's okay" or "It's not okay" right now, this week going into Week 9 in the NFL, let us know in the comments. Is it okay or not okay to let the refs interfere? Is it okay to have them blame the refs completely on a call, on the whole game, whatever it may be? Let us know your take. And as always, we're going to be here every single Thursday morning at 8 a.m. at the Fasce Cast on YouTube. Brother, thank you for joining us this week at a complete surprise to everyone. Good luck on the rest of your deployment. And thanks for joining us and tuning in and giving us your opinions this week on the Fasce Cast. As always, we're going to have some closing remarks, but we'll see you next week, 8 a.m. As always, anything to go?
I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. It's been a real downer not being able to, not only not be able to watch football every week, but not be on the podcast every week, chatting up with the boys. So I'm very lucky and fortunate to be in a position where I could jump on this. So I thank you guys for allowing me to come on this week and share my opinions. And I love you guys. It's been great. I will keep you guys updated the rest of the deployment. And go Buffalo.
Yeah, I love you too, man. You heard it here first. If you have Josh Allen, drop him from your fantasy team because his knee's going backwards this week. So,
all right, dickhead. That was sentimental, and you blew it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. 8 a.m. We'll be there. Go Cowboys.
Be safe around trains. A message from Metro.